One of them is old, the other is not. Let's pop in the tape and give it a shot. It's time for Retro Reactions with Drew and Bryan.
Okay, so today's movie review is Flight of the Navigator, which, holy shit. I'm going to read you a quick synopsis here, and then we'll go from there. If you grew up in the 80s, Flight of the Navigator is pure childhood sci-fi magic. It's about a kid named David who disappears in 1978 and suddenly reappears in 1986 without aging, only to discover that he is somehow connected to a sarcastic alien spaceship that looks like liquid chrome. What follows is the perfect mix of adventure, humor, and surprisingly emotional moments about time, family, and growing up. It's got that classic Disney sci-fi tone, weird, funny, and a little existential, and honestly holds up way better than you expect. That is the most bullshit description of that movie that I could imagine.
That description's a little wild. I will say it was very fun, and it did kind of scream Disney. Like, I felt the Disney vibes a little bit. Everyone was just a little too chill.
Like it overshot the emotional moments deal. It was a very unemotional movie, other than the very obvious, like, one emotional moment, you know.
I felt terror and panic and so much from this movie. I thought this movie was pure trauma.
I just kept yelling at the TV. Like, I was like, where is the protocol? Where is the protocol? Why is no one doing anything by the books? Like, I felt insane on that aspect.
Pre-9/11 protocol didn't actually exist.
True.
Apparently. And it made me feel like I was insane.
Before 9/11, really. Yeah.
Like, so the big one that got me was when the kid comes back and he goes to the police station and the police are like, this kid's been missing for years and he hasn't aged a day. Let's just drive him home. Didn't call the parents. Parents are supposed to come pick you up at the station from what I understood. And next thing you know, they're like, yeah, stay in the back seat. We're going to go talk to your mom and dad in the middle of the night. And the kid's like, no, I'm getting out of the car.
Yeah,
and now he's magically home.
We
I was
were
like,
allowed
what?
to be way more, like, non-compliant in the 80s.
Never nowadays.
Yeah, never nowadays.
Never nowadays.
When the dad is talking to the kid about his crush and just letting the kid just dig through a bucket of fireworks at the same time.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. See, a lot more access to fireworks and things before 9/11 too.
True,
right?
Unless you're in Tennessee. Then they're just everywhere.
Just everywhere.
But as a kid, man, I feel like
my favorite part of it.
What's that?
How they made you think a lot of things were UFOs before showing you any UFO.
True.
Like, he's throwing the metal frisbee that looks like a saucer, and then the blimp, and then the water tower. That was a pretty neat trick.
Yeah.
I kept being like, that's it. That's the spaceship. But then it wasn't.
Waiting for it to come out of nowhere. Why did the spaceship kind of look like a pecan, by the way? Like, they described it as liquid chrome in this, but, like, it was very, like, pecan shaped for some reason to my brain.
That's how all UFOs are shaped.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just see
Fun
flying
fact.
pecans. Makes sense. I did love that Sarah Jessica Parker was in this one. I do love Sarah Jessica. It's just so exciting to see her. I did not expect her to be in this at all.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in it.
She was Miss Carolyn. She was like the lady that was like helping him out with the little robot guy. Precious. Super young.
She was grooming him.
They should have called this one Sex in the Country.
They should have.
She
was the reason that he even got out of there. Let's start there. She was like, here's my little male robot that doesn't work.
I thought that this movie brought up, like, in the 80s, it was very common to be like a latchkey kid and to bike everywhere. And it was just like, okay, well, you got to go bike over to grandma's. It's dark out. Go real fast and don't stop if there's strangers. And that's just kind of like, that was just normalized. But then we see, like, you go out and do that, and then the next thing you know, you get abducted by aliens. So it's a real threat. And personally, like, I thought this movie was super traumatic because, like, I put myself in this kid's position of like, holy shit, I got abducted. And then 8 years passed, and like, how do you explain this? And like, to me, it was just a very, very psychological thriller type of movie.
Oh, yeah.
But aimed towards kids. And like, that is a scary, scary concept, even as an adult, to think that like you would skip 8 years of life or whatever, you know?
He's also like negotiating with NASA. He's like, I'm only going to be here 48 hours. And
Right.
NASA's like, actually, we're going to lock you in this room and hold you hostage for a few weeks and not tell your parents.
Mhm.
So like, honestly, from the kid's point of view, I'm sure that was a terrifying experience. I know I would
Had to have
be
been.
hating everything about it.
Yeah.
Also, he didn't know what was going on. He couldn't access that part of his brain with all the star charts. He didn't even know what they were.
That's true.
Poor kid.
I wonder how many of us have star charts just tucked away in our brain.
We only use 10% of it, so who knows what
The rest
person's
is
gotten
filled with star
abducted.
charts.
Filled in for you.
He was a great actor.
He was. You know, he never went on to act in like anything else. His like career was just
One
kind
hit
of over
wonder.
with after that.
That's crazy.
He did a good job.
His mom was the lady from Alien, right?
Oh, really?
Not obviously not Ripley. Yeah, his mom's the other lady, Lambert. I think her name was Lambert.
Interesting.
Like skinny blonde lady. Gets real freaked out. I guess everybody in Alien gets real freaked out.
That's fair.
She got really freaked out during the chest bursting scene in particular. Those acting chops carried over to Flight of the Navigator.
She said, I know how to be
True.
scared.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Although I
like
gotta
the
say, like
alien
Max,
puppets, those are
the
cool.
alien, he had more personality than like all of the adults combined in this entire movie.
1,000%. Now, I will say this alien did send me over the actual edge, though. So towards the end of the movie, the alien's like, I'm going to scan this kid's brain and like put him, like take the star charts back so I can get home. And he just goofs it up and becomes a 12-year-old also. And there's no continuance of that. That's all it is. That's how, like, it even ends with the robot being a child. I'm just curious how this robot, who cannot navigate to Florida, is going to navigate the solar systems.
We like to leave things open for sequels.
Apparently, this was really set up for a sequel in every conceivable way by the end. I'm surprised there's not one.
I agree.
Or is there?
What
It
other
looked
fun
like it was
parts
a
of this
very
movie?
easy ship to fly. It looked like you had to move a lot to fly the ship.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a
It was a
full
very
arm
active
setup.
process. Yeah.
I feel like in the 80s, we really thought that that was going to be how we controlled a lot more things. Like, I don't know if you remember, Nintendo had, I forget the name of the device, but it was like these screens that you held your hand in front of, and then you could like hover your hand and move it and stuff, and it would control the character. It didn't work for shit. It was like a power glove without the power glove, basically. But I really feel like we just thought like a lot more things were going to be controlled with our minds and with movement and things like that. We were really hopeful about the future and all the cool things that were going to happen, and
It's
here
so
we are today,
weird.
and we can't have flying cars. So
Like 2026 is the least futuristic time frame. Like I've seen like a bunch of like old photos of like old offices and things, and they look more futuristic than anything nowadays. Everything nowadays is just like a brutalist structure and looks miserable. Nothing is chrome, and I'm really mad about that. Also, I love that, of course, the child that was abducted is from Florida. This is a very Floridian story for some reason. Like this kid fighting with NASA, just trying to get home. Of course, he's from Florida. Of course, this is a Florida child. If you're from Florida, I'm very sorry.
it's a Florida situation too. I think all like
is.
alien things happen in Florida, right?
It just makes sense. That and like the middle of the desert.
Okay, so Aaron
Yeah.
used to live in Florida. How many aliens have you seen?
None. But I was thinking it's just not an only Florida thing. Drew's right about the desert. You know, like Wild Wild
Oh.
West.
Yeah, true.
See, if
Like
there
what?
was
Like Wild Wild West.
Cowboys and aliens.
Gotta love the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. I like the little alien puppets of the little like pet aliens, the
They were
less than
so
sentient
cute.
aliens.
They were so adorable. Oh my god.
Yeah, those were all pretty different and all really wildly different from each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm really glad that he stole one at the end.
Yes.
I'm so happy that he took that little dude home with him.
Yeah. And that's actually how Gremlins came to be a movie. This is actually the prequel to Gremlins.
Prequel.
I knew it. I knew it looked familiar.
Everything's connected.
I had a feeling, you know.
So big rant.
Mm-hmm. Hit me with it.
The spaceship. Not only could the spaceship talk, he was voiced by somebody who wasn't credited for this movie because they wanted to keep it like a secret. However, it was very obviously Paul Reubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, doing the voice. But couldn't he have found another voice to do besides just Pee Wee?
Yeah, he was just Pee Wee.
Yeah, that's all I thought of. And Pee Wee had already been in existence as a character for like 5 years at this point. So it's not like it was nobody had ever heard this before. Like, no, like people kind of knew. So to me, it's just weird to have the exact same voice. And the movie was really hard for me to pay attention to because every time I heard the voice, that's all I thought of was like, this kid is flying around in Pee Wee Herman. Like, you know, it's like Pee Wee's like really big adventure right now. I don't know.
It was cracking me up. I can't believe they didn't credit him and didn't assume that people would just kind of recognize the voice either.
Yeah.
Like, you're a voice actor. To some degree, it's going to be recognizable.
Was this the weirdest Disney movie? There's a lot of competition there.
There is, but this is definitely up in there in my top 3.
Yeah, it's definitely the strangest one I've seen in a while. Like, I wouldn't assume it's Disney without knowing it's Disney. And once I know it's Disney, I'm like, okay, here's the Disney moments out of it. It's very selective. Mm-hmm. I did love the little gas station scene, though. I think that really brought together the whole, like, Disney vibe for me. The whole, like, the kids stopping in the spaceship at the gas station guy not saying a word. The family comes in.
Traumatized.
And the family's like, oh, that's a really cool model you have there. We're going to go mess with it.
Yeah, kids, go up inside there.
Like, yeah, okay, sure, totally. You're not at a random gas station with a random man in a random spaceship. Definitely. Also, that kid got a couple of quarters, made a phone call, and got a map. There is no way that any child today at 12 years old could read a map. I don't even think I, as an adult, could, like, read a map easily. And this kid was just like, I know what I'm doing. We're going to go this way. We're going to take I-95.
So wait. So you never had a parent like drive like 5 miles out of town and drop you off in the middle of nowhere with a map and tell you like, figure it out, get home?
No.
Really?
No.
Huh. Builds character.
I believe it. Now, every time I got like left somewhere, I had the map on my phone, which is not the same as a map on a piece of paper. A map on your phone tells you where to go.
True.
I probably couldn't find it on my own.
Did you have that experience, Aaron, of like having to navigate?
Yeah, my dad made me learn maps very young. But I mean, like, I drove a taxi before cell phone maps were a thing. I was a taxi driver.
Whoa.
So I learned maps.
See, I feel like it's a fundamental skill. I think this is my adult skill. I need to learn how to read a map.
There you go. It's not hard. You do it.
Yeah.
It's helpful too. Like when you like, oh, my phone's dead. And, you know, if you know how to read a map, you read street signs too, you know, get yourself home without a phone, right? It's helpful.
That's fair.
I'm unfortunately in that age demographic where like I existed before cell phone navigation became a thing. And so like I remember printing out MapQuest directions and like you're like, all right, as long as we don't miss a turn, we're golden.
See, I remember MapQuest. However, I was not a driver when MapQuest was a thing. So I was the one in the passenger seat going, you're going to take a left at I-640. Didn't know what any of that really meant to me.
Turn per page. It's like 30 pages deep to get an hour away.
Scrolling through them.
The first phone that I got that had GPS on it too, I remember the first time I used it and I got home and I told my girlfriend, I'm just freaking out because I was like, you have no idea. It got to a road and it told me to turn left. This is insane.
I knew where I was.
Now I can't get to the same grocery store that I go to every week without GPS. So what does that tell us?
See, I can get all over this town without a GPS at this point. But I've also exclusively lived here.
Fly a UFO from somewhere to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
From, I guess.
Could
Wait
not
a second, isn't isn't that like close to Fort Lauderdale? Why did he make it seem like he had to fly across the country to get there?
Right.
He's like going through canyons and the desert.
NASA's in Huntsville.
So they took him a little
Okay.
further out.
There's no
But
canyon.
close.
I was just in Huntsville the other week. There's no canyons between Huntsville and Florida that I know of.
Well, when he stole the ship,
Seemed like
he
it
did
was
shoot 20 feet in the sky and then 20 feet out
Miles.
and
Miles.
didn't have a ton of control over that. So he could have honestly ended up in a weird spot and just not known where he was. And then they
Right.
ended up in the ocean at some point.
Yeah.
Which, like, yes, make NASA explore the oceans again. Thanks for
They
that.
really made up like 15 to 20 minutes in the middle of this 1 hour and 8 minute movie of him just like doing a quick tour in the bucket mobile, you know?
Uh-huh.
And then somehow they end
Takana
up in
Ship
Tokyo.
3000.
This was the whole part of the movie where I had to close my eyes because that movement just makes me nauseous.
Oh, the motion
So,
sickness was
just
getting me.
awful.
I was like, this is a lot. I was like, I think if I was this child, I would have thrown up everywhere.
See, if this movie had been made in the 90s, we would have seen all of that because the 90s really enjoyed, throwing up as a comedy thing. Maybe this
Funniest
movie is
thing.
actually Apollo 12.
Since the robot is there, since the alien is the appendage that comes out of the ship, is the entire interior of the ship the alien? Like, is the kid sitting in a chair made of the alien?
See, I wondered that because it all looked really similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's no like texture change. It's not like, oh, this is obviously the alien part and this is just the regular ship part. It's all just kind of like extensions of the alien.
Yeah. And for some reason, part of that extension was like a chair. Like the alien's just part chair.
A very uncomfortable looking chair, like a very like
Super uncomfortable looking chair.
yeah, like an anti-person bench.
100%.
I wanted to see the alien's arms at some point because like he was this ominous eye on a stick, right? Like it was an eyeball on a stick, and it was like doing things to these other aliens to like mess with their brains and like learn about them. So like, where are his hands? Where are his arms? How is he doing these
Doesn't
things?
need them. Just manipulates them with his mind power.
Me, 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 me.
One of the cool things about this movie is that the practical effects and CGI mix that was used, because CGI still wasn't like super prevalent. So this was like a really new concept, and the entire spaceship and the being chrome and liquid and stuff was all CGI, which was pretty like state of the art for its day. And honestly, like watching it today, it looked great. It held up really well. I'm sure we watched a remastered version or something, but it looked awesome.
I honestly thought it was just like a build out situation. It looked really good. So to know that it's CGI now, like that's very impressive.
Yeah. I think they did some, like it was practical and then they used like mirrors or something in order to make it look, I don't know.
Crazy.
I read about it and I didn't retain it.
Be looking into that after this.
Yeah, I read about an alternate ending that they filmed.
Oh yeah.
Yep, where instead of like getting on the boat and going to go have burgers and shoot off fireworks in the boat, which like the kid comes back, meets up with his family again after escaping NASA. They're all getting in a boat. I feel like the interesting thing here is he gets taken back in time, right? He's back with his original family because the alien takes him back in time again and drops him off there. So there's no NASA knowing about him or anything. But instead of getting in the boat, they drive up to NASA and like are stopping at some sort of a restaurant outside of NASA. And the girl who helped him in NASA, Sarah Jessica Parker, is working at the restaurant. But like way before this, like her first job. And they see each other again.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wish I retained more of that story, but I'm going to have to look up that ending because that sounds a little bit more Disney-fied. If it ties her back in.
But see, then he couldn't have stolen the little alien. Because then NASA's going to come get him again because of this little alien. Like when I say they set this up for another movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he stole the alien from the ship. So somebody's going to find it. He showed his little shit brother. His little brother is a total shit. And
This
he shows
is
him the
a
alien
12-year-old.
first thing, dude. Don't
He's gonna
show your
show
idiot
everyone.
brother the alien that you stole off the alien craft.
Children are the worst. Stealing things, causing problems, deleting information from aliens, like the worst. I just want to know how this ship
since the end of the movie is completely undone by taking him back in time.
Right?
The very end of the movie, they undo everything that happens in the movie by taking him back in time before it happens. Which means, like, in his brother, when he shows up forward in time and hasn't aged, he's been missing all these years. You can tell that, like, the whole him and his brother having that fight right before he went missing really changed his brother for a better person. Like, he went through that trauma and became a go-getter and somebody who regretted his actions and thought about what he was doing and tried to help others. So now his little brother's just back to being a little shit. Character redemption arc completely undone.
He's going to have to traumatize him somehow.
Yeah. Pretend to go missing for 8 years.
I also thought it was weird that, like, the alien was like, well, I had to take you back 8 years because it just wasn't safe to take you back to your regular time. And then the kid's like, but I want to. And then the alien's like, well, okay, we'll give it a shot, I guess. And then it's like, oh, all right, it was fine.
It worked.
End of the movie.
But that's because it's a 12-year-old alien suddenly.
This whole movie, this was a kidnapping story. Let's be honest. This is not a Disney movie. This was a kidnapping story. David got abducted. He was held for years. He got used for experiments.
And then he returned.
Max entirely used David. He used his brain, used him as a navigation tool. He wiped his memory. It taught us the government is absolutely terrifying. It was kind of like, to me, this was just as traumatizing as E.T. Like when the government shows up and is running tests and shit, like terrifying.
They even made an E.T. reference in the movie.
Yeah.
Which just sent me over the edge. I was like, really? You just wanted to phone
I remember that now.
Yep. And then the other terrifying thing is like David comes home. He doesn't belong anywhere.
No, he is
anywhere.
He is a child still.
He doesn't.
He should be 20 years old.
He doesn't belong in real life. He doesn't belong in alien world. Like how this kid must be having the most existential crisis ever of identity and belonging.
The most insane. But there's the idea that like he learns and grows a little from it, because there is a moment where like the child is like, my friends are adults now. I don't have any friends. My family's all aged without me. I want to risk it and go back in time, even if it kills me.
And that's because he realizes how bleak his life is now.
That child just like aged up 20 years in like an afternoon.
Yeah, he did.
And now he's got to go back with all this information about aliens and a little alien thing that he stole. And now he's got to live this whole life. And I know he's going to go find Sarah Jessica. I know he is, because he looked like he was in love with her the whole time. He's like, she gave me a robot to escape. That's my new girlfriend. She said I was cute. This poor kid. He's been through it.
We're probably about like 2 years out from this not even being sci-fi, and Waymo kidnaps somebody, right?
Dude.
1,000%.
Now we know the sequel. Drive of the Navigator.
Yep. He's a navigator all over again.
Kidnapped by Waymo. Taken to spaceport, whatever that Elon has in Texas, dude.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No. Also, I cannot believe that all of that like top tier security at NASA was just sleeping. They were just chilling, playing games, taking a nap. Someone fire them.
Yeah, when he was like stowing away in the robot, a dog smelled him in the robot and was like, "Hey, I'm a search dog. Open this up." And the guy was like, "No,
it's just mail."
Wait, 9/11 hasn't happened yet. We're not opening up any robots here that smell suspicious, dude.
I didn't even think about that.
I do love that the robot that he escaped in, that's the same as those robots that deliver food around
Quite literally. And they're just as like goofy and kind of useless.
Yeah, it looks
like they
just
can't
the
really find
same.
where they're going, and everyone's like, oh no, the robot's lost again. It'll reroute. They just let it go wherever.
Yeah.
No one cared about that thing. They were just like, oh, the robot's outside. Oh well.
Y'all seen one of those in real life? I've never seen a robot like
They're
that.
all over UT campus out here. They're everywhere. I almost hit one with my car the other day.
That's what you get for being on campus.
I did not voluntarily.
Yeah. What other takeaways you got from this movie, Aaron?
Anything good?
Good use of dogs.
Yes.
Good use of dogs in the movie. I like a good dog slow-mo frisbee scene. and they did that for about 8 minutes. This movie is really like a series of trying to figure out how to make 8 minutes into a feature length.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they've got about 8 to 12 minutes of actual movie here, and then the rest of it's like a dog frisbee scene, a series of things they think make you think might be UFOs, a gas station scene, a flying around canyon scene. Also, none of the humans are really like super nefarious. They're like even like the NASA people that kind of kidnap them. It's more just because they're like protocol following civil servant dweebs who like can't think past an experiment
Right.
being human. You know what I mean? Like they're not like, oh well, we're evil because we actually want to cut the alien open, or like, oh, we're evil because we want to develop a super weapon out of the kid or something. You know?
I will give them that. That was a very Disney moment for them.
Mhm.
They were like, "We're bad guys,"
Yeah.
but like just because we want to do science, like,
Yeah.
that's the worst of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The future is bleak.
Well, I don't know. It could be a nice Waymo you get kidnapped by.
True. I'd be like, this thing goes way too fast. You got to slow it down, son. We need to go about
What's
20
happening?
miles an hour.
Be like, I don't know if you know this. I get motion sick easy. Someone have my glasses. I did love when the older brother was like trying to find something to make like a visual for the kid to find home, and he's like scurrying through everything in his room, and there's just a giant box of fireworks next to him the whole time, and he's just like, paper, where are the fireworks? And it's right in front of him the entire scene. He goes, oh my god, here they are, as if it's not a giant box filled to the brim with fireworks, and then proceeds to not be able to light a single firework. And I only assume these are the same 4th of July fireworks from the night his brother was kidnapped, since
Ooh.
they
Yeah,
don't
they're
work.
old. They probably got a little wet or something.
Well, I'm thinking his brother goes missing. Now they can't do fireworks on 4th of July. Broken home. And he's like, I'm going to keep these fireworks because they're from the night my brother went missing. And now he gets to reuse them. And he can't find them, even though they're right there. And he can't get them to work because he's a child.
I have a different take on that.
Okay. I want to hear it.
At least in my experience growing up, fireworks are kid currency.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can, if you're like 8 years old, you can trade 1 or 2 bottle rockets to somebody for something cool. Like you get a soda or whatever it is if you're a kid, but like, so it makes sense for a child to get a box of fireworks and then to also like not go and light all them off because like you've got them, you've got control. And also
Your
if you go out
stash
and light
pile.
them off, some adult is going to get pissed off. And the chances of that adult getting pissed off and telling your parents and you getting in trouble are pretty high because like usually if people hear fireworks in the middle of the day, like, and it's not 4th of July, they're like, what's going on? And you see a kid out there playing with fire, like adults are like, you can't be doing that. So I think those two combinations of things probably led to his box of fireworks, but you're probably right. It probably had more to do with the brother trauma than anything.
I'm just thinking the years and years, like 8 years of holding on to a box of fireworks. Or is it like also 4th of July? Is it 8 years to the day? No one ever answered that. And I've been thinking about it.
End scene.
Now that and the fact that this like giant, complex, super intelligent thing like ran into a power line and like messed itself up because it was looking at flowers.
It happens more than you realize.
I get it. Flowers are pretty. You're supposed to be like hyper intelligent though, and you crashed into a power line looking at flowers, and you can't fix yourself. That was crazy. That was a crazy one in my opinion. But they had to delete his information somehow. Got to have a story somewhere.
Yep. I want to know what came first in this movie. Was it just like a random idea and then they were like, okay, we'll write a movie around this? Because so much of it just seems kind of made up on the fly and they're like, oh
Right.
shit, here's a plot hole. This thing. And you're like, oh, okay.
He said it came to him in a dream.
Who
Said he
did?
dreamed it before he wrote it. The
Really?
guy who wrote the movie. Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. I wonder if he
There's a
thinks he was
documentary-
abducted by aliens.
There's a documentary about life after this movie written by maybe a producer from the movie. I don't know. But then that person went on to do like Never Ending Story
Oh.
and some other stuff as well. And I think has documentaries about life after all of them. It seems like they're really holding on to a gimmick there. Like probably just do a life after one and
Yeah.
call it. good. But there's like a life after the Navigator or something. I think is the name
Okay,
of the
I'm
movie.
gonna check that out.
It's like a little series on each one. I
Yeah.
like that.
See, I thought we were going to get a movie that was like the Never-Ending Story because I feel like the covers look very similar. Like I see this kid flying in this chair, and I'm like, oh, he's like on the back of a Treyu. He's having a cool adventure. No,
That's
that's
fair.
not what this was.
I kind of thought the same thing.
This was just terror.
Because I went into it so totally blind. I didn't read any description. I just saw like the little still from it, and I knew it was like sci-fi-y. And I was like, okay, so kid, aliens, he's gonna be in space. We barely went to space.
Yeah, not even really space, just high atmosphere orbit, dude.
Yeah. Just
We
a
just like
chrome
went to where the
con
satellites are.
floating around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, ridiculous.
It was fun though. I did
What a great
thoroughly
and
enjoy
terrible
it.
movie at the same time.
Can you say that again, Aaron?
I said, what a great and terrible movie at the same time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I love picking it apart, but I had a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
short. Good short movie.
Now we come to the point where we stick our thumbs out to the side like this, and then on the count of 3, we all
do
give our
that.
vote
Do
on
that.
if we like the movie or not. All right, 1, 2, 3. Hey,
Ooh.
3 thumbs up. That
Look at that.
it was that fucked up that we all loved it.
It was just so
Yeah.
you didn't expect anything that happened
No,
ever.
not at all.
You didn't know where it was going. You didn't know what was coming next, and I kind of enjoyed that.
Good acting.
Good
Mhm.
Great
acting.
visuals.
Mhm.
Yep. And it had Pee Wee.
Can't be mad.
Dogs slow mo catching frisbees.
I love it. I love the little dog that was running around.
Maybe we just really needed a movie that's just a montage of dogs catching frisbees while Pee Wee Herman like does voiceovers of it. I'm like, the worst Pee Wee Herman impression ever.
No, you can't cut that. That was
Um,
amazing.
Don't cut that. Don't cut that. It'll
I'm
ruin
just gonna like
the-
impose Pee Wee's fucking voice over top of it when I do that.
I was like, no, we need to keep that. That was
Yeah.
great.
But yeah, like it. Maybe we need to make that movie.
It could be an Airbud sequel.
I was gonna say, so
Ooh,
Airbud.
Airbud 17.
Yes.
Pee Wee Strikes Back.
I don't know if there's been an Airbud hockey yet. So
Oh, there has. I'm like so sure. I'm
What if
pretty
it-
sure he's done every sport.
What if it's air hockey, bud?
Ooh,
there you go.
Yeah, I want to see a dog playing air hockey.
I could get down
That's
with
what I
that.
want.
Air hockey's great.
I just see a golden retriever like hopped up with his arms on the table. He's like,
Bah, bah.
Jeez.
And you know that golden retriever would be taking it so seriously.
well, yeah, I mean, you got to focus.
Got to get locked in.
Okay.
Well, that's it.
Let's see. We've done like 20-ish minutes. Let's go ahead and cut it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Flight of the Navigator, you should check it out. It's a super cool movie. We made some really cool jewelry about it. I'm going to pop it up on the screen here in just a second. Thank you so much, Aaron, for joining us today and reviewing this movie. We really appreciate it.
Great pick, by the way.
Great pick. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're a fun one.
Aw. I am a Funyun.
Yeah.
The tasty onion snack.
I don't know if you can hear the sound effects on this end, but
You got a round of applause.
I got a round of applause and